At 5:30 a.m. on December 24, 2012, William Spangler started shooting firefighters as they responded to a house fire call in the Rochester suburb of Webster, New York. Police would arrive and exchange fire with Spangler while escorting people away from the scene. He would get away during the shootout and be discovered hours later with a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. 2 firemen died and 2 were injured during the ambush. The 2 firefighters killed in the shooting were 43-year-old Michael Chiapparini and 19-year-old Tomas Kagzauka, who also worked as a 911 dispatcher. Chiapparini had just been named Firefighter of the Year 2 weeks before his death. The 2 wounded firefighters were Joseph Hofstetter, who was shot in the pelvis with a bullet lodged in his spine, and Theodore Scardino, who was shot in the chest and knee. Both were hospitalized at Strong Memorial Hospital for severe injuries and were later released. In addition to the 2 wounded firefighters, police officer John Ritter was slightly injured when a bullet hit the windshield of his car. Because of the shootout and evacuation, fire crews could not put out the blaze until 11:30 a.m. By then, 6 other houses had burned to the ground, and 2 others had been rendered uninhabitable. At the time of the fire, William Spangler was 62 years old and had already spent 17 years in federal prison for the murder of his 92-year-old grandmother. In 1980, he was convicted of beating her to death with a sledgehammer. After his release, he lived quietly with his mother and 67-year-old sister Cheryl at 191 Lake Street. He had always hated his sister, but his mom managed to keep the peace between them. Their mom passed away in October of 2012, and his anger for Cheryl couldn't be contained anymore. A severely charred body was found amongst the ashes of the Spanglers' home. It was the body of his sister Cheryl. A 3-page, typewritten, still intact letter by Spangler was discovered near the fire. In it were Spangler's plans to ambush first responders. He gave no actual motive for the fire and shootout, just a reference to his enjoyment of killing. He said, quote, "I still have to get ready to see how much of the neighborhood I can burn down and do what I like doing best, killing people," end quote. Investigators started looking into how Spangler got his hands on the weapon right away. Convicted felons cannot buy, own, or possess a gun in New York. According to agents with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the Bushmaster rifle and shotgun were bought in June 2010 at Gander Mountain in Henrietta, New York. Dawn Guyen, who had lived next door to Spangler, was the registered owner. She acknowledged buying the guns but claimed they had been stolen. The next day, in a text message to a Monroe County deputy sheriff, Dawn admitted to purchasing the firearms for Spangler. On December 28, 2012, Dawn Guyen was arrested. She was charged with knowingly making a false statement in connection with purchasing a firearm from a federal firearms licensee. She was also accused of creating a bogus business record by filling out a form claiming to be the owner of the guns. Guyen was sentenced to 8 years in jail in 2014 for her role in the case. She was released from prison on June 4, 2021.